Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Greetings, all.
What's up, Steampunk Starraisin?
Hello from Hollywood.
So, tell me, my friend, about this Star Trek news.
Well, I am very excited, and it's actually the first piece of Star Trek news that's made me excited in years, because I hate Discovery. I can't stand Star Trek Discovery. But Patrick Stewart is going to be returning to his role as Captain Picard, or actually he said that he probably won't be a captain.
Yes. He'd probably be an admiral or maybe the head of Starfleet, right?
Or he might be an ambassador, because in the last episode of Next Generation, in the future, he had mentioned that he had left Starfleet and had become an ambassador. He was like a diplomat, and then he retired. So I don't know, depending on what timeline they use. And then that was an altered timeline that was like all screwed up by Q. But what's so cool about this is that this is what fans have been asking for since 2002. We wanted a sequel to Nemesis. We getting tired of all the Star Trek prequels and trying to be darky dark. I found Patrick Stewart's paragraph. I read the entire paragraph on his Twitter because he did a screenshot of stuff that he typed up and he uploaded it as a JPEG. That way he could overcome the character limit on Twitter. I thought that was pretty clever. Yes. And he did this long thing. He said that he basically was emotionally moved by fans that approached him and told him that he had a big impact on them growing up, and that that next generation got them through hard times. And he said, and he goes, and he also mentioned that times today seem kind of dark, and so maybe it's time to bring back Star Trek and Picard as a form of optimism and explore other dimensions within the character. And so I thought that was very moving, emotionally moving and touching. I've met Patrick Stewart once. I met him at DragonCon 2010 during an autograph signing, but I only got to talk to him 30 seconds because it was an hour wait in line. But he was really nice the 30 seconds I got to talk to him.
I'm happy about the news. I always loved Captain Picard.
Yeah, I mean, Next Generation is the best. I mean, with Daniel's Star Trek, I often disagree with him, but I feel like Next Generation is the best. It's my favorite out of all the Star Treks.
Right.
Because to me, Next Generation is way more than just entertainment. It's actual blueprint for the future. If we stop screwing up and get our crap together as a society, we could have a wonderful society which has a dominance and emphasis on the pursuit of knowledge instead of the pursuit of wealth.
Right.
Because my favorite episode of Next Generation is actually the season finale of season 1, the Neutral Zone, where Captain Picard, there's this tension that builds up through the episode, and instead of actually fighting the Romulans, he's diplomatic with them. And then he meets a bunch of people from Earth, cryogenically frozen. It shows you that episode is a really good dichotomy between 20th century or early 21st century values and 24th century values. Mm-hmm. Because you have that guy that's the investment banker and he's running around on the ship. Where's my stocks? Where's my bonds? And his philosophy and his ideology just seems so obsolete in the 24th century. Mm-hmm. And that's the kind of universe I want to live in, where we're not spending
It's not me though, right?
No, it's him. He's frozen.
Oh shoot!
But the one thing I do remember from that episode is I can't remember if they said they changed it for the DVD or something like that, or the tape, but they did have when they looked at that one woman's pretty much her past families. Oh, go ahead.
I guess I dropped. I mean, anyway, I don't know. I don't know. You maybe lost the last 30 seconds, but it's no big deal. Yeah, I'm pumped for the.
He said, "Where's his stocks? Where's his bonds?" And then he got cut off. Then you got cut off.
No, it's okay. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
I was about to say the one gal's ancestors. I can't remember if they changed it because there was talk about whether they changed it or not on the DVD or not. But it was supposed to be several of the cast from Doctor Who. That was like a nod to Doctor Who. That some of
really?
the ancestors were.
Yeah, there had been rumors for years that if they were talking at one point they were going to do a possible crossover with Doctor Who and Star Trek, but they never got around to it for whatever reason.
All right,
they only did it in the comic books.
So Scott, what more thoughts about you with Picard? What do you think?
I think that I really would love to see that. That should be real interesting because, as he said, his final episode, the final episode was his. Masks was mine. The one with where Data finds this, they find that ancient culture, and he makes this mask, and it pretty much for whatever reason, this technology takes over Data, and he starts doing this whole multi-personality disorder thing, and in the end, it starts changing the ship, and he and Picard pretty much start matching off with each other, where Data's like the evil half of this old religion or tribe, and Picard's supposed to be the good side, the light, which I love, which I really love, was that Masks or whatever it was called.
I'm really happy that Picard is going to get his own show, whether he's an admiral sending people on missions, or that the Enterprise gets lost and he has to go in and save them or on the ship, or Riker gets in trouble or something. I mean, supposedly it's just him, maybe with a whole new crew. Maybe he's just an admiral on the ship, and then the captain dies, this one dies, and he has to take over. And
he's reluctant in taking over.
But he does. But I'm happy. And I don't want to just cover Star Trek, though. There's a whole bunch of other topics I want to talk about. And
Well, I'm hoping they'll bring Q back because, Carter and Q, in the final episode, All Good Things, he said that the trial of humanity never ends.
Right.
So, and you never saw Q in any of the movies. He'd been such a big part of Next Generation. So I'm hoping if they bring back this new series based around the Picard, that they'll have.
Oh, yes.
That would be great. I want your opinion, Steampunk, on the James Gunn situation, because him getting fired from Guardians of the Galaxy 3 for tweets that are 11 years old. And now Kurt Russell just spoke out for him. Everybody's been, from the cast of the Guardians of the Galaxy, have been sticking up for him, saying that it was wrong for him to get fired from stuff that happened before he was a Disney employee, from tweets.
I agree.
And
I
now,
agree, because Disney hired him. He had already made those tweets before he even got hired at Disney. So they're being a little bit ridiculous, in my opinion. I mean, like Roseanne Barr, people were trying to equate James Gunn to Roseanne Barr, but Roseanne Barr made a tweet recently. And then she tried to say that her antidepressant medication made that tweet, which made it even sound worse when she made up an excuse for it like that. She wouldn't even take responsibility. And then then Roseanne changed her story again and said, well, I didn't know that the woman that I was calling it Abe was black, but that's not true either.
Right. So, it's a whole different...
Roseanne just made it worse for herself.
Yeah.
And I can understand why Roseanne would get fired, but I don't understand James Gunn.
Now, the Batista came out. Batista said today...
I read some of those tweets. He was just making dumb...
jokes and stupid shit.
Dumb sexual jokes about...
He's a writer, but sometimes you write bad shit. And Batista basically was trying to get fired today, it looked like. It looked like he was basically saying bad shit about Disney, hoping, I guess... He says, I guess I'm contractually obligated. I'm paraphrasing, but he said he's contractually obligated, but it's not going to be the same. And then he said he's not going to do the movie if they're not going to use James Gunn's script. And then, so he's saying that they're like cyber Nazis. He's bashing Disney. So now I'm wondering if he's going to get fired, or maybe they're going to reboot the Guardians of the Galaxy and scrap the whole damn idea. It's been done before.
I heard that they may not even do a third Guardians of the Galaxy now. They'll still use the characters and incorporate them into the MCU like they did with the Avengers Infinity War.
Right.
But, sorry, ambulance.
Yeah.
So
let me ask you, all right, so you are on James Gunn's side. You feel he shouldn't have been fired, right?
I don't think he should have been fired because I've made tweets where I joked about stuff or had dark humor. I mean, actions speak louder than words. He's not convicted of a crime.
Exactly. Now, let me ask you why Disney didn't take action against J.J. Abrams, who J.J. Abrams is doing Star Wars Episode 9. He's writing it, he's directing it, and he came under fire that him, along with the producers of Lost, had basically pushed Evangeline Lilly in Season 3 and Season 4 to take off her clothes, and she felt very uncomfortable, and they made her feel so bad. She was traumatized. She was crying. She said that enough is enough. I'm not doing this anymore. And they all just came out and apologized. They didn't make it like she was wrong at all. And they were just like very sorry, all of them, J.J. Abrams, everybody. Why doesn't Disney do anything, being that this actually happened? And this wasn't even a tweet. Now, Evangeline Lilly is the Wasp.
Her to take off her clothes for a role in a TV show?
They were making her feel very uncomfortable, and they were trying to constantly...
So they were harassing her to take off her clothes?
Right, for certain scenes and certain things which she felt didn't make any sense.
Well, that's usually what directors do. I mean,
But they said they made her feel very... They weren't even nice about it. They were very, like... She felt pressured and stuff.
Well, unless you got a recording of it, I mean, that sounds like...
but they apologized, though. Like, in other words, they all apologized. They didn't say she was wrong at all.
Yeah, I don't like Abrams anyway. I would be happy if they fired him.
But why isn't Disney taking any action against him? Like, he actually did something.
Well, with society...
Or his group did something.
There's, you got your alpha, betas...
I mean, he didn't tweet, though. This is an actual thing.
Yeah.
You know, like, so, it seems like because it's Star Wars Episode 9, right? That they don't want to have to get...
Because they lost money on Solo. And
right. So in other words...
They got bad reviews for Last Jedi.
Right.
And so they're really freaked out right now that they actually...
So now they changed their principles and they changed their code of ethics because of their own situation with money. It's all about money. They don't want to lose money.
Yeah, it's all about money.
So they're not going to fire him because who the hell are you going to get for Episode 9?
Yeah, I do agree that's an unfair double standard.
Right.
I agree.
That's what I'm talking about. Which again, I'm not saying he did it.
That about Abrams.
I'm not saying he did it directly, but it was his, right? The production cut, right? Wasn't the producers, right? He was part of it, right, Scott? I think. All right.
So this was Season 4 of what show?
Season 3 and 4 Lost, where the Wasp, Evangeline Lilly, was in it. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't really like that show. I never got into it.
You didn't miss much. It was pretty much 8 or so seasons of, like, come on. Because even sad thing is the flashbacks and the flash forwards had more of a plot line than the series itself did.
Wow, that's pretty pathetic.
Yeah,
and then a lot of people said it ended on a bad note, like it ended on.
Because people even predicted. They said if this ends the way we think it's going to end, we're going to be really pissed. And it ended exactly the way people thought, that they were in purgatory, pretty much, or in limbo.
Wow.
Yeah. There's also something else. Besides the fact that Picard is going to have his own show, it looks like CBS All Access is planning quite a few Star Trek shows on the streaming network. You know how we have Netflix and we have Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones? Just picture them doing like 4 Star Trek shows. Imagine that. So it's not just 2.
Good. If it's not like Discovery, I just didn't like Discovery. It was just awful.
Yeah,
I couldn't get past episode 3. I got tired after episode 3.
And also, Twilight Zone is being done by Jordan Peele and Simon Kinberg. So Jordan Peele is doing Twilight Zone.
Well, hopefully it'll be good. That'll be the 3rd reboot of Twilight Zone.
It's a series, yeah.
I mean, they never really... The problem with Twilight Zone was they got canceled in, I think, 1964. And then they tried to bring it back in the 80s.
And the 90s. And the 90s.
And the 90s. And then they tried to bring it back in the 90s. And then Sci-Fi Channel picked up Twilight Zone in 2002. Mm-hmm. And it only lasted 1 season and got low ratings. But I don't know if you guys remember the one 2002. I do. It had a couple of interesting episodes, but it just didn't. It just seemed like the 2002, which had been the most recent version. It just seemed like they were trying to remake the old episodes, but modern.
Right.
And it just didn't quite work because it's like I already seen this premise before.
Yeah. We got some word that it's going to cost $100 million, $10 million per episode for the Star Wars streaming service episodes that's supposed to be on the streaming network.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Okay.
Star Wars, not Star Trek.
I'll believe it when I see it because Lucasfilms has been talking since 2009 that they're going to do a live action. Well,
this is the guy. what's the guy's name? John Favreau, and he's doing Star Wars. So yeah, he's doing Star Wars.
Or LucasArts, excuse me. But yeah, they've been talking since the Star Wars Celebration 2009. We're going to have a live action, and they just haven't done it. I think the reason why Disney has been slow on producing a live action is they're worried it's going to
might get out.
Well, they're worried it's going to hurt and compete with their movie revenue.
Right. We got other word from DC. DC is going to plan a Supergirl movie that's going to be part of the same universe as Wonder Woman and Batman vs. Superman. So a new Supergirl in the movies from that timeline.
I don't like that because I don't like the DC
EU, whatever it was. Yeah,
I don't like the DC EU. I didn't really care for Suicide Squad. I thought it was incredibly lackluster.
Right.
I hated Batman v Superman. I hated Man of Steel. And then I didn't even bother to see Justice League because I was like, well, if it's based
it was okay. I mean,
also, in the crossover with the CW shows with Arrow and The Flash and Supergirl, Batwoman will appear, but Batman will not appear. In that universe, it's Batwoman. She may even get a series, but they're not going to be showing Batman.
See, that's a big mistake to me. Them doing separate movie versions of the characters and separate TV versions. They should have just did what Marvel did, all the same universe.
Yeah. Right. Well, they're supposed to be dropping Batman's name in Gotham this upcoming season, too.
Well, he's going to appear at the end.
Does Gotham? Right? There seems to be a great mystery of Gotham. Does Gotham even take place in the same universe as the?
I don't know. I don't think so.
As far as I know, it doesn't.
I think it's an alternate universe.
Okay.
Just like the upcoming Metropolis, where Lex Luthor and Lois Lane are like battling Superman's villains as like X-Files type people.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be an alternate universe as well.
Because somebody must have been in an alternate state of mind when they came up with that.
Yes. They were probably drunk watching Lois and Clark.
Hey man, wouldn't it be cool if Lois and Lex got together and they did if they did a Scully and Mulder type of thing? Yeah, that sounds good.
That was very impressive.
Thank you.
Very impressive. That could be an alternate universe person that's hangs out with Joe Jupiter or something. I don't know. All right. But anyway, so yeah, we got a lot of news. We also got Black Panther had passed the $700 million at the domestic box office. You know, in America, Black Panther did it. So now Black Panther stands at, here we go, $700,006,415. And worldwide, $1,346,739,107. It's basically over. It did what it had to do, and now it is done. And there you go. Very happy at the results. Black Panther can now rest.
You're getting Wakanda Forever.
Thank you very much for going to making sure that your movie passes got bankrupt going to see Black Panther over and over and over again. I don't want it to get bankrupt, but hey, we did what we had to do. Mission Impossible 6 Fallout has in 329 million. Yes, there's going to be another Mission Impossible, supposedly. Might go to space next time. Disney, Christopher Robin is number 2 with 29 million. China rebelled against that movie. They will not show it, I believe. Spy Who Dumped Me is number 3 with 12 million.
I meant to post.
Oh, it's good.
China won't show what movie? Mission Impossible.
Christopher Robin, the Winnie the Pooh.
Why are they banning that?
It's against their culture.
Oh,
yeah. They have pandas, and they can't promote Pooh Bears. I guess I don't know. Whatever. I'm just guessing.
Pooh Bears. I guess that's why.
Right. Mamma Mia is number 4 at 230 million. Mamma Mia 2. What do we got coming out soon? I think we got what's coming out, Scott? I know The Nun is coming soon, right? Oh, we got The Meg is coming this week.
Yes.
The Meg and Slender Man.
Yep.
Oh, so Slender Man was delayed. It's a Sony picture. So that's coming out. And then we're gonna have the Happy Time Murders at the end, towards the end of the month, which is the puppet thing. And then we got the Nun, which is coming out in September with Predator. Oh wow!
I thought they already did a Slender Man movie.
It's delayed. It was delayed till now.
I mean, I thought it was Mr. Fantastic from Fantastic Four.
Which, you know what? They should get the people from The Quiet Place, and to both of them, the husband and wife as Reed and Sue. That would be perfect. That would be perfect. So we talked about Star Trek. We talked about Star Wars. We talked about Marvel. We talked about DC.
Ooh. We should talk about one or two things. Ronda Rousey wants to be in the third Kill Bill as the adult kid from the other 2 movies.
That's cool. That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be great, actually.
Plus TNT's planning on. I saw this. I meant to mention it before, but I forget how long. I know this post was they posted from 2017, but all Cowboy Bebop fans, TNT has plans on having a live action version of that.
Oh wow!
And the same people who did the let's see, let me find it here. Tomorrow Studios has teamed up on a project with Midnight Radio to do the live version of Cowboy Bebop, which only lasted 1 season, but still, I would love to see that.
Wow! All right. And we also got the teaser trailer to American Horror Story Apocalypse. Now, I don't know if you saw that, Scott, but we're going to be covering that trailer in the Horrorcast later tonight. So, and we're also going to try to...
I haven't seen it.
And we're going to try to do a Real Movies cast later also. All right, guys. So, everything else we'll talk about later. Thank you, Steampunk Starraisin. Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome.
Take care. Bye for now.
Ciao.